Today's program is sponsored by The Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
Fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
Right here and right now. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise. And we are your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, health, wellness, and sex.
Mostly sex.
Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place.
We always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Elise.
Anthony.
Yesterday, Black Friday.
Ay.
What a crazy day.
Crazy isn't the word. Okay, I don't ever go shopping because I think it is just...
Did anybody get trampled yesterday?
I'm sure many. Because the day after Thanksgiving in the United States is noted as the first day of traditional holiday shopping, during which crazy crowds of consumers are drawn to special offers by retailers.
Oh.
Okay, I see no reason for that. I don't care if you can get $1 million worth of stuff for $3. It doesn't matter to me because it's so hectic to me.
Well, you know, it's really kind of foolish because they'll say, we have a 65-inch LCD TV with all the smart bells and whistles on it for $199. And a million people come to buy that TV, and they have one in the store. And they don't put it in the electronics section. They have it back with the bras and panties somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I don't do it. I don't go. I disagree with it. I always have. I think it's dumb.
I do too. I much prefer Cyber Mondays.
I don't even like that.
You don't?
No.
Tell me about.
Well, here's what bothers me so much about it. You have like 30 seconds to put your order in, okay? And you're putting it in and putting it in and putting it in. And sometimes you don't get it. But what really bothers me is that you have to use your credit card online. And I know there are many, many safe sites. I know there are. But I do have a lot of issues with that. And as somebody who's unfortunately had some credit card scandal theft stuff going on, I don't do that stuff anymore.
Well, you know, you shouldn't have a credit card at all, according to some financial experts.
Well, no, according to even our financial expert, Dina Coburn, by the way, DC Alexander, according to her, she thinks you should have 3 credit cards.
Really?
Yes, she does. You need to pay more attention to what Dina says. But we're not talking about that right now. Yes, 3 credit cards, everybody. No more, no less. And don't live beyond your means. But that's for another show. Right now, we're talking Black Friday.
Well.
And Cyber Monday.
I use my credit card. I have 2.
I know
one
you do.
One for business, one for personal.
I know. I have one of them. But that's not the point. The point that I'm making right now, and that's really important, is we are talking about why we dislike the crazy shopping of this holiday.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Tell me.
I avoid Black Friday because do you know what I have found?
What have you found?
That the craziness of the shopping on that particular day is nuts. But I have nuts. That's the word. I have found that the closer you get to the holidays, the better deals that you will have. So you don't necessarily have to rush out on that day.
I agree with you. The reason they're going, though, aside from getting these fantastic deals, they're looking for something very specific. So if you're looking for something specific and it's available for less, that's what they're doing.
It's always available for less.
I agree with you.
I never pay full price for anything.
I agree with you. Neither do I. But I would rather pay full price than go out and have stress like that.
I have enough stress in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, between the co-hosts that I work with and
I do not
station
stress
managers
him out.
that I deal with.
Oh, no. He has no stress here. Not from me, not from Mike, not from anybody else. No way.
Well said.
I agree with you, right, Mike?
Yes, completely.
Yeah, no, he's stressing me out right now, actually. And you too.
It's what I do. It is what I do.
All right, Anthony. So no more shopping talk.
No shopping talk. Let's get down to business.
Okay.
Now, I came across this new blood test that I think is very important and very interesting. And did you know that there's a blood test that could predict breast cancer relapse risks?
I actually didn't, and I just have to say, first of all, I would like that information for myself, but that's amazing. That's amazing that they can do that, because the worst thing that could possibly happen is a relapse.
I agree.
And it's actually, when you're dealing with all of this, there's that fear that goes through you, because you never, never, never want to do this again. You never, never want to have chemo again. You never want to have breast cancer twice. And so many women do.
Yeah, I don't want to go through it again either.
I know. You went through a lot with me. I know that.
And it's a simple blood test that detects the risk of relapse in survivors of early stage breast cancer. Now that's you, early stage, is that correct?
Yeah, I was stage 1. So, and now thankfully I am cancer free. So then, but still going through, treatment, because there was a year of treatment that I had to have. And then there's also a continued 5 years after that. So I'm curious as to how would this work? What would they do? When would they do this blood test?
Okay. This blood test is called the liquid biopsy.
Okay.
Now, it was developed at the Institute of Cancer Research in London, and it's a kind of blood test that shows promise in detecting cancer DNA in the blood before the cells grow into a tumor.
Oh, okay. So, that's interesting. So I actually have heard of this then. This is something that I didn't know they were referring to it as this new blood test that could predict this. There are DNA tests that I will be actually participating in as I go along. My doctor was actually telling me something about this. I really didn't know much about it. So I guess this is what this information is.
Right. So this is what you need to...
This is actually very new.
Yes. Yeah. It was actually published recently in the journal Science of Transitional Medicine.
Okay. My doctor was actually talking to me about DNA tests and testing for the DNA of cancer cells. The kind of cancer that I had was something they were able to, because of the way mine was set up and being HER2 positive, I was very responsive to my treatment. And so I'm a really good candidate for this. Not everybody is, because there are so many different kinds of breast cancer and so many different kinds of cancer. But this particular type that I had, because of my reaction and how I responded to treatment, I'm actually a candidate for this.
Good. And I want you to talk to your doctor about this. This technique that they're using is called mutation tracking.
Okay.
And the researchers say that the blood test identifies the risk for relapse an average of 8 months before traditional biopsies or imaging scans would have shown any tumors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you realize how huge that is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, it is out there, but it could be a few years before the blood tests are widely available. So that's why we need to do as much of our own homework.
Of course. So
ourselves, as well as every doctor, every nurse, every person you come in contact
So,
with.
the interesting thing is for somebody like me, so I'm actually in treatment for the next 5 years. Okay, 5.5 years, something like that. So do you think that with what they're saying that this would be available then within that time frame?
That's what they're saying, and it may be available. I would get a hold of the people in that cancer research center.
I'm actually going to take this information and do that. The thing that is so concerning to me, and I'm sure to many women and whoever, even men can have breast cancer.
Yes.
But so I know that one of the things that's a very big concern is during the treatment, you feel safe because you're constantly being treated, you're constantly being looked at, you're constantly being tested. So you're really not worried. It's after the treatment. Then what happens after the treatment? You have this treatment and then you're done. And your insurance companies, they really don't cover you revisiting the doctor over and over and over and, going and having, other treatments and whatnot. So, and the cost involved is unimaginable. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a blood test, which fortunately, I've had very good insurance through all of this. But, if they're not going to cover me to go and see my doctor and have another blood test, that becomes worrisome because you want to have it anyway. But who can really afford to go spend $10,000 to go see your doctor and have a DNA blood test every 6 months? So that's why it's such a beautiful thing that they do this research and they make these different studies and different testing available because so many people really need it. And these are some of the things that I'm working toward fighting for because they're so important. Because especially since once you've had breast cancer, let's face it, you can certainly get it again. And many women do, and men. You do get it again. And that's a scary thought.
Yeah. Well, with this test, it's they say it's very sensitive and actually very specific. The researchers said that the blood test they developed can detect an individual's specific tumor DNA, and that DNA is matched to the cancer for which they've been treated for.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so incredible. Well, I just have to say that is the reason why people have to, help donate and work toward goals like these amazing people. These scientists are incredible with the research that they do and the findings that they come up with. Oh, I thank them every day because I am so blessed that I got through this, and I'm so blessed that these people are there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you.
All right. Mike, this is a little emotional. Why don't we go to a commercial and we'll be right back.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
Wow. Okay. Welcome back. We got it together.
We had it together. It wasn't that. It was just a little emotional.
Yeah. Well, call today our cancer show. This.
Why? What else are you doing to me
this
here?
next segment is we're going to be talking about baby formula that's contaminated with cancer-causing fungus. Baby formula.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about this. Who's the company?
Alrighty. Well, it's not the company, it's the place. Now,
Oh, geez.
Yeah. baby formula has had problems since 2008, and it's been found to contain ingredients that result in infant illnesses and potential death. In 2008, tainted formulas from China resulted in the death of 6 babies. Now, don't we know by now not to eat anything from China?
This is really very sad. Especially it goes back to, a couple of the, we've had a couple of shows, and especially where you and I both have gone at it when we discuss, baby formula versus breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And I know what you agree. You think that breastfeeding is just definitely so much better and healthier. And then, there's the baby formula issue. Now, I happen to agree. Breast formula is always the best choice when it's available. It's not always available. And you made a statement that it's not available in lazy women.
Is that what I said?
That is what you said. And that is not always the truth. There are some lazy women out there, but there are also some women that wish they could breastfeed and can't. And there are also some women that it's not possible. It's just not possible. That being said, they turn to something that is supposed to be there to help their baby survive through the first year of life, and this is what they get. And that's just sad. That is just absolutely sad. So what are they doing about this?
Well, right. But I have to say, China?
Well, I don't know why anybody would do that.
Yeah. See.
But that's what I'm asking you. I know it's where it was.
I'm going to tell you.
What is the name of the company that is dealing with China?
I can't say that.
You can't?
No.
I want to know for myself, so you'll tell me later.
I'll tell you later. Okay. Now, the problems with baby formula manufactured in China stem from the contamination found in the feed given to the dairy cattle.
All I'm saying is there are problems with so many things in China right now. I don't understand why they would even purchase or produce anything that would be given to a baby from China. Yeah. So forget about that. Okay. So that's ridiculous.
Getting back to the problem at hand.
Okay.
The cattle were fed with a grain that was contaminated with something called aflatoxin. Now, aflatoxin is a mildew that grows on hay or grain, and then it's fed to the cattle.
This is sickening.
Mm-hmm. So if ingested by the cows, the fungus appears in their milk production.
Of course it does. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. So let me just ask you a question, though. I'm curious. Why is there mildew? On their hay or grain?
Well, it's something that naturally occurs, and it could be that the hay or grain that they're eating is stored in a damp facility, and it gets a mildew or a mold. And
all right, now we know what happens to the babies. Obviously, that results in illness and death. What happens to the cows?
Same thing.
Oh my God. This is horrifying.
Yeah. Although it would probably be the babies, not necessarily the cows themselves, because, they digest this grain and it goes through their system. But, Well,
they're digesting fungus and mildew.
Yeah.
So what's happening to them, though? And what's happening, think about this. Then they slaughter the cow, unfortunately, and they're making meat and all kinds of different things. So what's happening to all of the people ingesting this? They're all getting sick and dying?
Yeah, well, you know what? That is happening right here in our own country with GMOs and the pesticides. And
I understand that, but that's another story. We're talking about baby formula contaminated with cancer-causing fungus.
Well,
and what happens to these babies? They're being given formula. They don't eat anything else. They weigh 6 pounds.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's the problem.
Okay.
And it's a good thing that the inspectors even found this.
Well, thankfully this was discovered, so that something can be done.
Well, this is what happened. They had a quality control inspection and found contaminated baby formula, and this formula was manufactured between July and December of 2011.
I can't even believe this.
Now, this formula produced in China repeatedly has had problems in the last few years due to unusually high levels of mercury.
Okay, and then this same company has the cancer-causing fungus, the high mercury, and
this next problem. In 2008, the tainted baby formula was tainted with melamine, and that was linked to 300,000 reports of infant illnesses, and then, of course, those 6 infant deaths. Now, melamine is a chemical that is added illegally to dairy products to make watered down milk protein content appear normal.
Okay, and this company is still in business? That's unbelievable.
This is China.
Okay, but people are dying and getting sick, and they're allowing this company to stay in business. Mm-hmm. How is this possible?
Politics.
I just can't even understand this.
Yeah. Food safety in foods manufactured in China has become an area of concern around the world.
Well,
because
sure.
It's not just here. And, the best approach to eating safe foods is to eat foods that have been grown and produced locally. You always say this. Organically grown local fruits and vegetables are the best source of high quality and safeness.
Now, I understand that sometimes it's difficult. It's very, very difficult for people to survive right now. I mean, financially. Okay. So that being said, it's very hard for people to go and buy organic foods and fruits because it's much more expensive. But take, your little nephew. Okay.
Yes.
Do you know as well as I do that Dana purchases organic fruits and vegetables for that little guy and prepares this food herself, freezes them in his little containers so that he eats. Everything this child eats is perfect for his little body. So that's why he's so healthy. But not everybody can do that. And I'm not even saying that she always eats that way or her family always eats that way the older they are, but that baby eats everything perfectly. I mean, that food is always fantastic. And that's what we would wish for all of our children to be able to ingest. Not something that has melamine or, oh God, fungus or mildew. I am so, so, so upset about this. Those poor little babies.
Well, it goes right back to infants. And breast milk and organic baby foods are the best and most safe forms of nutrition.
Agreed.
I just can't let this breastfeeding thing go.
Because you have breasts, right?
I have 2.
I'm sure they don't feed anybody, but go on.
Alrighty. I got to go back to this study. Let me find it over here.
Oh my God! How are you so disorganized?
Because I'm a guy.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
What, you think I'm you?
Oh my gosh.
No, you're me with the sports bra. I'm not you. All right, where the hell is this at?
Okay, you have it.
Okay, hold on. All righty.
There you go.
All right. So, like I said, breastfeeding, according to another study, is a key to women's good health later in life. So not only does it help the baby, it helps the woman who actually is doing the breastfeeding.
And I agree with you that it is optimum to do it.
And we're going to find out how it could be more optimum for more women to do this.
It is optimum. The only thing is that it's not always available. So
you do agree with me that breastfeeding is essential for the health of a baby?
I agree with you that it is definitely better to give the baby breast milk over formula.
Why are you talking to me in that tone?
Oh, because you know that I agree with that. I'm not saying that I don't agree with that. Okay. I know that is what is going to give the baby optimum results. I know that.
Okay.
I know that it's better for the mother. I know that it is better to breastfeed. Yes. It is not always readily available. It is not always something that can be done.
So you're
It's not because somebody is lazy.
So you're telling me that that a woman may or may not breastfeed knowing that she could reduce the risk of developing breast cancer by breastfeeding?
Yes, I'm telling you that she might not be able to do this. What if she is ill, first of all?
Listen, according to a study conducted by the researchers at the University of Pennsylvania, according to a study conducted by researchers from the University of Pittsburgh, women who breastfed not only had reduced cancer risks, but they also had reduced risks for type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, hardening of the arteries, high blood sugar, high body mass index. So you're telling me that knowing this, they're still not going to find the time and going to be unable to breastfeed?
I never said it was about time or laziness, as you're insinuating, or any of those things. I am saying sometimes there are not optimum conditions to breastfeed. Sometimes there are reasons that women cannot breastfeed. It has nothing to do with whether or not their baby will be healthier. It has nothing to do with whether or not they will be healthier. It has nothing to do with those things. There are some factors that there are reasons that some women cannot breastfeed.
Well, researchers analyzed data from 140,000 women.
You're not addressing what I'm saying because you're not listening to me right now.
That's right.
I am trying to explain to you.
As long as we understand each other.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Okay, I understand.
I am not disagreeing with you.
This whole thing is just switched from the health of the baby to the health of the mother.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that in this study they analyzed data from 140,000 women participating in the Women's Health Initiative. Was an observational study, and the women were examined for a period of 20 years.
So this is fantastic. So they were able to look at women who breastfed for 20 years and women who didn't, and they were able to see that the woman who did breastfeed had a much healthier life. Is that what they're saying?
That's right. The women who breastfed for 12 months or longer, and it didn't matter if they breastfed a single child or multiple children, they showed a reduced risk for the cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, hardening of the arteries,
and breast cancer?
And breast cancer.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And also, other studies showed that the breastfeeding also reduces the risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis.
Now, that's fantastic. Yeah. I will say this, though. My grandmother breastfed my uncle for so many years. It was ridiculous. And she had the worst case of rheumatoid arthritis.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess it doesn't always work. Well, but, I mean, you know what? The truth of the matter is, forgetting all of those things, we all know that a mother's milk for her baby is always going to be a better choice than something that's been formulated. We all know this logically because the baby is inside this mother, and the baby grows inside this mother and is eating basically and surviving from this mother. And then to be given his own mother's milk to survive that next year or however long afterwards, it's already the antibodies match. So we already know that that's a better choice. It's just not always possible.
Did you know that reduced risk of postpartum depression is also a nice side effect of breastfeeding? And
now that's fantastic. I did not know that.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, you stick with me, you'll learn a lot.
Yeah, I can't wait to learn all of this, even more about breasts and breastfeeding from you.
Okay. And I seem to know an awful lot about breastfeeding. All 6 of my illegitimate children have been breastfed.
I'm sure you were there each time,
by one
too.
or more of the mothers.
You are just ridiculously funny.
Also, breastfeeding reduces the risk for ovarian cancer.
Nice.
I find that amazing.
Yeah, well, it all kind of flows together hormonally for women.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's so nice is that you're so involved with breastfeeding and all of the reasons that you should.
I'm passionate about breastfeeding and not giving a child vaccines. Oh, that's another argument we can get that we've already had and we'll have again.
I can't even do this with you today. I am too busy to discuss anything about children with you.
Alrighty, let's finish talking about breasts.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Now,
chicken breasts? What kind of breasts? Because I'm getting a little hungry.
Breastfed children and the women who breastfeed them. Okay. Now, the women who breastfed 12 months or longer, and here I'm going to fix your argument right now. Since many of those women who breastfed had to return to work within 6 weeks to 3 months after their babies were born, breastfeeding, yes, for a year can be a challenge. Although, didn't we know somebody who had a baby and was out for like 7 months? Did we know somebody like that?
Stop that right now. And this is not taking care of my argument because I understand what you're going to say. Yes, there are ways of feeding your baby breast milk when you're not there, because that's why they have breast pumps. But that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the actual health of the mother. There are reasons why a woman cannot breastfeed. It's not because she doesn't have a breast pump. It's not because
I'm giving you the healthy reasons why a woman should breastfeed.
And I understand, and I'm agreeing with you,
so
but there are reasons why you can't.
Counterpoint.
Oh my gosh. Go on.
Alrighty. Many women give up breastfeeding, just like you say, due to issues like painful nipples. The baby doesn't get enough to eat. And many of these issues stem from incorrect feeding positions. And another observational study found that when women reclined with their babies feeding from a face-down position, lying across the mother's chest,
I can't even deal with him anymore.
Most of the common breastfeeding problems were solved.
Mike, there aren't words to describe this right now. Okay.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's kind of...
I'm gonna hurt him.
This isn't the first time I've seen you two have this conversation.
This is just ridiculous. He just doesn't listen. He just doesn't listen.
Listen, anybody listening to this show today knows who's listening and who is not.
Oh my gosh.
Now, you keep bringing up a mechanical breast pump. Okay, when you're away from your baby for more than 3 hours, you shouldn't go longer than 3 hours without feeding your baby or pumping. Because why? Your supply drops.
I know, Anthony. I know.
Yeah.
I know. This was not what I was trying to explain to you. There are times, I guess I'll say it again. There are times that a woman cannot produce breast milk. Okay? Do I have to get into the nitty-gritty with you here?
That's because they're going longer than 3 hours without feeding or pumping.
That is not the reason, Anthony.
They're just dried, shriveled up.
No, Anthony, that is also not the reason. There are just some reasons why the breast milk is not healthy to give to the baby. You're going to have to look up about toxic breast milk, okay? There are other reasons why a woman cannot breastfeed. It's not because of laziness. It's not because of a metal breast pump. It's not because she doesn't want to. It's because she can't. It's because her breast milk cannot be given to the baby. Okay? Because it is toxic. Okay?
All right.
My gosh.
Okay, so then we can agree to breastfeed when you can.
When you can, it is a much better choice.
Breastfeed your baby as often as he or she wants to eat.
Or needs.
Okay, most babies want to eat every hour and a half to 3 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say approximately every 2 hours.
Okay. And you would agree with me not to skip nighttime feedings?
Never. You don't ever skip any feedings for your baby.
Okay. And do you agree keeping your baby in your room until the baby is weaned makes nighttime feedings easier?
Well, the truth is that I do agree with that. Not everybody does agree with that. But I always had my babies very close to me. Yeah, for the first definite 3 to 4 months, I did.
Okay, so we'll end this segment on that. We agree.
We always agree.
I love you, Elise.
Oh, yeah, I know you do.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got dry and brittle? Squeeze a little protein pomade into that parched mane. Say hello to beautiful.
Want your beauty question answered on the air? Email us now from AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did. You know, what's interesting about the medical marijuana and Alzheimer's, just one of the diseases it could help. Do you know that there is a very simple test for Alzheimer's?
Tell me.
Okay. Peanut butter.
What about peanut butter?
Well, just to give you a little history, there are over 500 million Americans living with Alzheimer's disease.
Yes.
500 million.
A lot.
Where did that come from?
I have no
idea. When we were kids, we never heard of it.
No.
Well, anyway, because there is no cure for this disease, early detection is key so that the symptoms can be addressed and hopefully...
And there can be treatment.
And there can be treatment for it.
We need treatment.
Yes, yes, and hopefully prevent it from worsening. And the current Alzheimer test costs $5,000.
And you can really just get a jar of peanut butter for $1.99 at ShopRite.
Well, yeah. And that $5,000 test is just to figure out who should be studied in any Alzheimer's study for early stage diagnosis.
Oh, boy.
That doesn't say whether you have it. That's just to see if you should be studied a little further. Now, another test.
But wait a second. Can we go back to the peanut butter? How do you test with peanut butter?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, is that what we're doing now?
Yes, we're getting to that.
Okay, I'm anxious. Come on.
So, you're very premature.
You know what? It's okay if I'm a little premature, but if you're a little premature, that's a problem.
No, I'm taking my time here. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to tell you everything.
All right, I want to know. I need to be in the know.
Okay. Well, another test that you get would be a spinal tap, which is...
Oh, my God.
Yes, very painful and also expensive.
Yeah, but I don't want that. Who would want that? Who would want a spinal tap?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the test to take.
Beer on the tap is one thing, but not a spinal tap.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Alrighty. Researchers at the University of Florida detect Alzheimer's early without the sky-high bills for the test.
Oh, and no pain.
Right? No pain. The main ingredient? Plain old peanut butter.
I don't understand. How do they do that?
Alrighty. Well, research shows that Alzheimer's reduces your sense of smell.
Okay.
So we know that.
Okay.
That we know. So a graduate student named Jennifer Stamps, she tested the sense of smell of a group of participants, some of which had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and some which had not, to see if there were any differences.
Okay.
Now, the experiment consisted of measuring how far away a jar of peanut butter had to be from the nostrils of the subject before they could smell it.
Oh, yeah. Well, peanut butter is definitely something that has a strong smell, like a strong odor.
Yes.
Not odor necessarily, but yeah.
It's an aroma.
Yeah.
It makes me hungry.
Yeah.
But what she found was those who had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's had a poorer sense of smell in their left nostril.
In their left nostril?
Yes, in their left nostril.
So did she keep the peanut butter like kind of to the left, at a distance to the left?
Left, right, and center.
Very interesting. And what was the distance? Does this study say?
It was, yes, it does. It was 10 centimeters. Let me see if I could find that. Okay.
Very interesting.
Yes. Now, this test is hypothesized to be effective because of the temporal lobe shrinking, beginning in the left side of the brain in Alzheimer patients, which is the desensitization of the left nostril.
Very interesting. See, this is really good.
Yeah, I have the study in front of me, and I'm looking for how far.
I have to get some peanut butter. I'm gonna do this test on you and just see how much you can smell it.
Okay, that sounds great. But can I eat the
peanut butter afterwards?
Yeah.
Of course. We have to still make those fabulous knockout peanut butter and jellies. Remember?
Oh yeah. We
have to do that.
Yeah,
we have to bring in the George Foreman grill and
make our special jacked up peanut butter sandwiches.
Jacked up peanut butter and jellies. We have to do that. Stu, you'd like that. We'll be making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all jacked up. It'll be delicious. And then you let me know what you can smell.
If you're joining us just now, your favorite salon is now your favorite radio show.
We make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier every time you listen.
Tune in to us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we are, what are we?
Trend Radio.
That's right. That's what we are.
So, Elise, you've been in the nail business for how long?
I've been in the beauty industry for 30 years. Now, nails just happens to be one of my areas of expertise.
I see. I was just a baby when you got involved.
Yeah. And you look like one too right now, all wrapped up.
So, in your area of expertise, what can you tell us about the condition of your nails?
Okay.
About your health. Okay.
Well, basically, the condition of your nails tells you a lot of important things about your health, your overall health. You can't necessarily, I would never diagnose somebody's illness.
Oh, no.
But over the years, I've seen different things that, can cause you to say, hey, you know what, why don't you check this out? There's certain different things, certain corrugations in your nails, certain areas that are splitting near your nail bed, certain different discolorations that I've seen. And every single time I see something that's not necessarily healthy, I always say to my client, please see your doctor. Please show this to your doctor. Please see your doctor and have him test you for this, this or that. I've actually diagnosed quite a few things over the years. Thyroid's a big one. Cancer, that's rough. But when you see something, a discoloration or a pitting or certain areas that are splitting, you definitely want to check this out. A pale color as opposed to a pink color. The pale nails, they show that your circulation is not good. A bluish color, another sign of, circulation. Certain things can lead to autoimmune diseases, like psoriasis around the nail, on the nail. It causes the nail to peel. I mean, there are just so many things. Indentations that run horizontally across the nails. This occurs after an injury, like to the cuticle. If you get your finger stuck in a door or a window, or when you're cleaning sometimes, the dishwasher, things like that, things can happen. You can damage the nail bed and different things, happen. There's so many different things. The level of oxygen in your blood, everything shows in your hair and your nails. You sometimes see something in somebody's hair or their scalp.
Their scalp, yep.
You can tell, because you know that it's not necessarily healthy. If anybody wants to know anything about their health, come in and see us at Anthony Vincent Salon. Not that we're going to diagnose anything or tell you to take medication or do anything like that.
No, we wouldn't do that.
But aside from us making you look and feel beautiful, we'll send you to your doctor. And be careful, yellowing nails definitely shows a sign, because as you're aging, getting older or growing or whatever, your nails start to grow and thicken, and sometimes they turn yellowish. And so, there are just different things that can happen. So, you want to just come in? We'll check you out, make you look beautiful, feel great, and we'll send you to your doctor. I'm kidding. We'll just point you in the right direction.
And if you don't have a doctor, we have
doctors on staff.
Yes, we do.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, it's so many crazy things, like, finding out these issues with your nails, and even the perfume that you wear. You can walk through the perfume aisle of any store, and you'll find those pretty bottles and boxes, and those things are designed to entice you. These pretty boxes,
they do.
Yes, they
do. There's nothing like a pretty bottle of perfume that gets my attention.
Mm-hmm. They look harmless and even intriguing, if only the packaging exposed the truth about the dangers they hold inside.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us. I'd like to know about the danger in the perfume.
It's a 2010 study by Campaign for Safe Cosmetics.
Okay.
They found that several popular brand perfumes contained harmful fragrance chemicals that are not listed on the label.
Oh, like what?
I'm going to tell you.
I'm sure you are, but I'm anxious again.
Okay.
I need to know.
Well, many of these perfumes and colognes contained over a dozen secret chemicals.
Secret chemicals?
Secret chemicals that are capable of disrupting hormone levels in the body and causing allergic reactions.
You know what's very interesting? That's very interesting that you should say that. Everybody is chemically different. Everybody is built, and everybody has a different scent and smell. Mm-hmm. So this is so interesting, because there could be a perfume that you smell the perfume on the little piece of paper that they give you, and it smells really good. So you put it on yourself to see if it works. And sometimes it smells good, and sometimes not so much. Mm-hmm. But, my girlfriend could be standing next to me, and she can put on the same perfume, and chemically it will work beautifully for her. Mm-hmm. I guess it has a lot to do with your pheromones.
It does. And your body chemistry, that some smells will smell great on you
and like garbage
on the next person.
Okay, so there's a specific perfume, and I have to say the name, Carolina Herrera. Beautiful, beautiful scent. So I have a client that wears it, and she smells like pee, cat pee. Okay, she smells like cat pee, and it drives me crazy. I want to choke to death sometimes because this woman smells like cat pee. I'm sorry if she knows that we're talking about her and her Carolina Herrera, but I'm telling you, I want to die when she comes in because it's cat pee. All right? That's it.
That's hormone disruption.
That is disruption, all right, because it's disrupting to me. Cat pee, okay? Awful.
I know how to make a hormone.
I do know that too.
You don't pay her?
I know.
Well, hormone disruption has been linked to certain types of cancers, obesity, and thyroid disease.
Really? Mm-hmm. And why obesity? You don't know?
I don't know. It's hormone disrupting.
You know what? I'll bet you I know. Because if your hormone is disrupted, you become a crazy person and you eat like an animal. And sometimes, again, if your hormones are disrupted, you can get sick. It's very important to keep that level of balance together. So how do you pick the perfume that's right for you and not become disrupted?
I guess you really got to dig deeper. But
what about natural scents?
I'm going to get to that. You're absolutely right. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll stay out of your head right now.
Okay. Now, really, this hormone disrupting chemicals that are in these very popular perfumes, they really could be the root for a great deal more cancer cases than was originally believed.
Very interesting. Let me ask you another thing. What if you spray the perfume on your clothing as opposed to on your skin? Does that make a difference?
Well, you're breathing it, so you could be getting those chemicals through your nostrils.
Okay, but I'm talking about as of what the scent would be.
I find I spray cologne on my clothes.
Yes, but
Doesn't last as long.
No?
No.
I guess because the chemical is infused in your skin, and so it's coming out with whatever your chemical is, and so very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, pregnant women or couples that are trying to conceive should avoid possible exposures to the hormone disrupting chemicals. And you know what?
How do you know when something is hormone disrupting and not?
You don't. That's the problem. Now, okay, during the analysis for this campaign for Safe Cosmetics, they tested 17 popular fragrances, and which were American Eagle 77, Britney Spears Curious, Chanel Coco.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yes, Giorgio Armani, which is what I wear, Acqua di Gio, that's for the men, and Quicksilver for men, Old Spice After Hours Body Spray, Bath and Body Works Japanese Cherry Blossom.
Another lovely scent.
I love that scent.
I love that one.
One of the girls who works for us wears it.
No, that was me who wore that one.
Oh, you wore that one?
Yeah.
Well, I said one of the girls I work with.
No, it's somebody else. One of the other girls. She wears vanilla.
Vanilla,
Yeah,
that's what it was.
And that's always so pretty on her. Yeah. It smells like crap on me, though. Not a good one.
Halle by Halle Berry. Mm-hmm. Calvin Klein's Eternity for Men. I used to wear that.
Always nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Anything. I always loved anything Calvin Klein, though.
Mm-hmm. Calvin Klein Eternity for Women. Hannah Montana Secret Celebrity.
That's funny. That's just funny.
Jennifer Lopez J-Lo Glow. Axe Body Spray.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret Dream Angel's Wish.
I love that. Dream Angels?
Yes.
Any of them, they're great. One of my favorites is coming up, though.
Well, yes. It's actually my favorite, too. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue.
Oh, I love that one.
And Clinique Happy.
Awful, awful, awful. Like vomit on me. Or pee. Pee. Yeah. Another pee scent. Awful.
Well, findings from the study that we were talking about earlier revealed at least 10 sensitizing chemicals contained in the perfumes could be linked to allergic reactions, and which includes headaches, wheezing, dermatitis, and asthma.
Wow.
As well as sperm damage.
I can imagine with all of the chemicals that would be in perfume, that would be something that could happen.
We need to have this conversation with Dr. Debbie Keegan.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know what? She's coming back soon, and her and Dr. Serena, and so I'm sure we can have this conversation.
Yeah, we really need to discuss this. I'm sure that they're so bright. I'm sure they know this.
Yeah.
But this would be a great conversation.
Absolutely, and they can help people figure out what to do, because you want to be able to wear a scent. Scents make you feel sexy sometimes, and pretty, and sometimes the scent is really very important, but you don't want to turn people off, and you don't want to get sick.
I like to rub my girls with garlic. That's a perfume to me.
Okay. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that and what you like to do.
Montag.
Because it's not about what you like to do. We're talking the vernacular here.
Okay. Well, Montag, he rubbed his girls down with gasoline. That was his perfume.
Oh. Stay away from flame. Stay away from flame.
He liked his ladies hot.
Mm-hmm.
Stu, do you know who Montag was? He was the fireman in Fahrenheit 451, a classic book. I'm sure you had to read that in high school. No, they didn't know? Oh, okay. Yeah.
He went to high school at a very different time than you did, sir.
Oh, that's right. You are a couple years older than me. Things have changed.
You know what?
Yes, Montag was a fireman.
Anthony is regressing.
In Fahrenheit 451, firemen didn't put out fires. They started fires. They burned books.
Interesting.
Anyway, getting back. So, to answer your question, what does a person do if they don't want to give up their sweet-smelling personal products?
I would say go with something natural, essential oils, just, a natural scent. I would say things like that.
And you're absolutely right.
I use them.
Essential oils, they smell amazing. They deliver aromatherapy benefits, and they are completely natural.
I think this is fabulous because I use them all the time and I love them.
Yeah, there's only a few oils that I have that I really, really enjoy. I have one that's kind of eucalyptus-y, because I like that clean smell. And I have one that is, it's an old fragrance called patchouli.
Yeah, I love patchouli.
And I just a little dab will do you.
Oh, they go so far too.
Yeah.
That's the thing about them, because they're oils and they sink into your skin, and they're just awesome. And you know what you can do with different aromatherapy oils? You can actually blend them with citrus and have a different note to them, and they kind of work. Another thing that people don't realize, you know, when you're cutting like a lemon or a lime for your water, or an orange, grapefruit, which I do all the time, and I put a lot of citrus in my water, kind of just breaks up the water thing and, you know, adds a little fruitiness. But the rind has an oil base to it, and you can actually take some of the rind, seriously, and mix it with just, you know, a little bit of oil, and you make your own, and it's delicious. And you can kind of put it on like right behind your earlobes, your temples, your wrists, and you can just have that sweet citrus smell all day.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I drink a lot of water also, and I always order my water with 3 lemon wedges, and I will squeeze the lemon into my water, and of course, you know, the oils from the lemon wedge
get on your fingers.
They get on my fingers, on my hands. I squeeze
Doesn't it smell so good?
I rub it into my hands, and I will rub it on my face. It not only feels good, but that fresh lemon scent stays with me.
Yeah, and it's so clean.
Yeah, for a couple hours.
I love that. Yeah.
You should try it too.
I do.
No, I meant our listeners.
Oh. I guess you were talking the vernacular. Yeah. I sometimes forget when I'm sitting here talking to you.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You want more? Go right to our website, 920thevoice.com. Click on demand and scroll down directly to us.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to discuss, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now, trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.